Hi there, I'm Celeste Noel, and this week I'm talking to you about communication, specifically clear communication. Clear communication is one of the now 18 flow triggers, meaning if you work with someone else or a group of people and you want to get into flow as a group, you need to communicate clearly. This sounds fairly obvious, clear communication, but it's not. I think if it was, I really firmly believe that if the whole world knew how to clearly communicate with each other, there would be less violence all the way around. Less fights, less wars, less political debates. There would be there would be a lot more peace, I feel. Less divorces. I could go on, but I won't. You get the picture, and that's another video. I've found that there are 6 main points with communication. The first is a fairly obvious one, but it's not so obvious, and I'll go into that in a second. The words you use. The second is your body language. The third is the tone which you use. The fourth is the speed with which you use your words. And the fifth is your breathing. The sixth and the last one is your eye contact / movement. So I want to go back to the first, which is your words. Some people think, I am so guilty of this too, that it depends on the situation. If we just lay it all out there and say the right words and enunciate clearly so they can understand what I'm saying, and then if we repeat it over and over and over again, they'll get it. And that's clear communication. That's so wrong. That is not correct. And I don't even want to say wrong. It's just, it's not helpful in those situations. Clearly communicating your words can mean it will depend on the person or the group you're speaking to. They may think completely different than you do based on their life history, and that's okay. But they may need to hear, let's just say 2 people work in an office, and one person asks the other how they got to work that day, and the person B says, oh, I took a right and then a left and then a right and a left and I got to work. And person A says, oh, well, I turned right onto Bear Street and left onto Maple, and then I went down Holiday Lane for a little while, and then I took a left onto Blue Street, and then I got to the office. That's great. You both ended up at the office, so clearly you both know how to get there, but you explained it completely differently. Now, in an example of getting to work, it's not really a huge deal, right? But it may be a really big deal when it comes to something really important, like a project. Or if we're talking about relationships or family or kids or sports or extracurricular activities where you work with others, it can be really, really integral to know clear communication. Which means that you may have to communicate their words back to them so that they can understand what you're saying. Your words might not be what works right for them. It may be like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, right? You need to find a round hole and put it in the round hole. And put the square peg in the square hole. I just said hole and hole twice, didn't I, with the round thing? See? Clear communication is not always an easy thing, is it? I don't always get it right. Anyway, my point with this is that there are a plethora of things for all of us to be looking at and being curious about and aware of. So I invite you to go look at those 6 things this week and just be curious about it. You don't have to fix it. Next week I'll have a video for you on Thursday. It will be on emotional intelligence and what I'm learning about oxytocin. It's quite interesting, I feel. I will see you next Thursday. Enjoy your day and have a great week communicating. Bye for now.